All right, what is up? Today is Sunday, November 16th. I think it's either 11 o'clock or 10:44. Um, this one's really gonna be quick, like not 20 minutes, probably like 5 minutes. All I'm gonna talk about today is there's a play that just came about. It is called Gns. Now, if you heard me talk about counterfeit shares in the market before and the whole reason I want to be here on Wall Street, yes, we're hitting up crypto plays. Yes, we're talking about XRP and other things like that, and different stocks like Tesla, this, and that. But really, I'm here to, I don't want to say mug Wall Street, but that's basically what it's going to be at because it's been mugging you and other retail investors pretty much forever. Okay, and counterfeit shares, naked short selling is pretty much the same thing. Long story short, there's a company. It's named GNS. Okay, so Georgia, Nebraska. We're going to say Steelers because they just absolutely destroyed Cincinnati today. Prayers for Cleveland Browns fans because there's pretty much nothing else that's going to help them besides God at this point, to be fair. So with this play, what their company just did, they were like 86 cents on Friday. Their company comes out and they go and they sue. They come out with a $250 million lawsuit against market makers. Let's keep it like that. Market makers, Virtu, and a big one, Citadel. Now, if you remember Citadel, or if you watched the videos from last time, they're involved with XRP. Not involved like that, but a deal that just came about. They were major financiers of that. Okay, so a couple things first before you get all weary. When these lawsuits go down like this, you're thinking, oh, it's not like how stuff should be. Okay, because normally you're thinking somebody does something, illegal to where counterfeit stuff is involved and everything like that. You're thinking, okay, there's going to be a whole bunch of people going to jail, like the right people. And I'm here to introduce you to finance. It's the one place people can go and commit crimes for multitudes amounts of money and never really get the time they're supposed to get. Whereas you can go steal a candy bar for probably $3 or $4, $2, how much it is, and go to jail for, I don't know, like 5 or 10 years. Okay. So Citadel, big guys on the market. El Jefe works for them or manages them. Ken Griffin. A couple things to piece together. One, this company GNS, I do have history with it before. Okay, so I'm weird. I know about them. Their CEO's name is Roger Hamilton. He's been doing this thing where he's fighting these. I'm gonna say he's fighting this fight that he's fighting right now. He's been doing it a very long time. Okay, their company. Long story short, they're a heavy technological company. AI. I want to say Bitcoin too, but I know AI for sure. Okay, big company, 86 cents. There's value there, whether it be hundreds of dollars or not. Okay, so established. They've been fighting these market manipulators for a long time, but they've been saying that they are for a long time, working with people that are renowned at tracking, this specific thing. Okay, so it's a legit thing for right now, right? What I'm looking for, okay, I'm going in here, and you can't really buy nothing because the market's closed. So I'm not in yet, but I'm planning to get in. How I got in, I set market orders. Let's just say, what's a good? Let's say I don't want to say that. Let's say we're getting 1,000 shares, right? Let's say we're going to try to get 1,000 shares. If it's currently, it was trading at 86 cents on Friday. Now it's trading at $1.30. Again, it's not openly available yet, but you can see it sometimes in like the before market or whatever, pre-market, nighttime over market, whatever you want to call it. It's up at $1.30, so it's up 50%. Okay. I put my order. I put one for a market order. Market order is just gonna go in and buy it up at whatever price it is. So that's 250 shares right there, right? For this hypothetical. What I did is how many? I went. I have a couple of trades set up. Okay, so did a couple of trades set up automatically, right? So let's say we use, what was it, 1,000 shares, right? So for the first, yeah, you get it. So 250 shares. Let's say you go out there and you get your market order set up for. And again, I am not your financial advisor. This video is in no way to influence you to make any decisions on your own to buy or sell. This is just a documentation of my own trading journey. All I'm doing right now is simply, I know there's people that watch this video, so if you were going to attack this, how would I do it if I was you? Okay, so if I was looking to buy 1,000 shares, I would have 250 shares queued up for a market order to basically buy it at whatever price. Okay, I would have a stop limit order, which is specific, and you got to read it. It's specifically designed to when this price goes up to a specific amount, right? Because if you go and you do a limit order and you put it in there for $1.70, regardless if it's trading at $1.70 or if it's trading at $1.20, your stuff will get filled for $1.70. So you could be paying 50 cents more per share, and you don't want that. So there's a thing called a what is it, a limit marker? Limit marker. Stop limit order. Okay, if you gotta read. So if you don't want to read, that's on you. But you gotta read. Your money's involved. Stop limit order. Basically, when the price goes up to a certain amount, then you will go and execute that order. Is what it's gonna do for you. So you could be asleep, and then whatever time you wake up or whatever, it'll be there for you. So I said another 250 shares at $1.70. I also said another 250 shares at, I believe it was $1.50. Okay. And then that last 250 shares, I wouldn't even go and buy it. I would wait and see what happens on the real market. Maybe it's trading lower. Maybe it's trading higher. You never know. Okay. If it's trading lower, to be honest, if it's me, I'm going to use my discretion. So what that means is I'm going to go see what they have going on. You know what I mean? Like if the news is still regular and there's nothing else weird popping up or nothing like that, then yeah, I might go scoop it up if it's lower. Okay. But if they have weird news about, like, I don't know, just weird news, you gotta use your own judgment for that. Okay. You're gonna have to do a little bit of research. I might make another video in the morning, depending on what happens with it. I might not. Okay. But anyway, that's the play on that. And the reasoning why, again, I'll elaborate more on that. What this basically is going to be one of those short squeeze plays. That's what I'm looking for into it. Okay, now, again, believe this. I used to trust CEOs and trust companies. I now don't do that. Okay, so when you're trading in the market, you can't really focus on, you got to take your emotion out of it. Okay, and one of the ways that you can do that is when you lose money and when you make money. Okay, people like to be happy when they make money, and then they're sad or whatever and angry whenever they lose money. Me personally, whether I'm making money or losing money, it's all the same feeling because I'm learning something no matter what. Okay, it's like that BYND play I told you I played. I got smashed. It was the same type of short squeeze type of play. Now, did I get in a little bit later? Yes. It was at $1, similar to how this one was, like cents, ran up to $1, then it ran up to $7. Okay, I got in at $6-7 because it's a squeeze play, looked good. I like how my gut felt. The company came out and they sold shares out on top of that, diluted the company. You go down, you lose. That's how that happens. Now that's what you look for. So if you're in that play and it's up, okay, and then they're talking about, dilution, even if it's just a little bit of rumors or whatever, I'm not telling you to buy or sell anything. I'm just telling you a story. You can take it as, okay? If they came out and they said that, I'm out of there. Period. No, any news about it, I'm out of there. Now, do I think that he's going to do that? No. Based off of that lawsuit, based off of their track record, no. Like beforehand, sure, but right now, no. Okay, they're not looking to raise money at $2 to $5 or $10. Now, if you're gonna ask me, well, what price are you gonna sell at? You're asking the wrong questions because I am not you and you are not me. Okay, what I would do is like I would tell you with every play. Okay, when my stuff, when it's up like that at a certain percentage, I'm taking stuff off the table. Now, am I going to take everything off the table? No, I'm going to let stuff ride. Okay, but my initial investment and some profit on the top, that is my main goal because I don't want to make any winning play a losing play. Okay, that is the goal. If you make all your plays winning plays, you can't really lose, can you? And when you lose, it happens. But again, depending on how you look at it is up to you. Now, knowing the nature of this play, short squeeze play, I'm talking it's $1. It's saying it's up 50%. I'm talking about $5, $10. So you're hearing a lot of money, right? Now, take that however you will. That's fair. Me personally, let's say I was worth let's say I was worth like $600,000, right? And I had $400,000 available to use. And I'm hearing this play and I'm like, wow. If I put all my $400,000 up, I could be a millionaire. Because it's one of those plays, right? Could be. Now, the opposite end of that is how risky this play is. Okay, so yeah, can you get those 100? Yeah, but you can get 100% moved down. You can get 50, 70, 80% moved down, just like that. Very quick. So, with plays like these, I do not risk a lot of money when I go into them. All right, if I was worth that much money, I would, what, 1,000, 2,000, 10, maybe 3,000, 300, 500. I'm not gonna risk a lot of money. Like 1 to 2% of whatever I'm worth or whatever I have available is what I would risk for that. Why? Because the reward and the time that it would take to get there is like great. So I could take 1% of what I'm worth and turn it into 5 to 10% of what I'm worth, and like a fraction of the time it would normally take me to do that with a decent amount of money. That's how you play that. Okay. Don't go on plays like these expecting to get rich. If you can, cool, but understand whatever you put in here, be willing and ready to lose it. I can't stress that enough. All right. Um, yeah, but there's an update on that. If you want to go look at the news or whatever, you can. But it's all over Twitter. Okay, it's all over Twitter, financial Twitter anyway. But if you've been listening to me, your algorithms would already told you about this, and you would already know about these plays like this. Okay, that's why that's important. So you got GNS again, Georgia, Nancy, Steelers, right? Trading at $1.30. I'm looking at it. If it goes up when you're in there, again, please take profits. And this is not one of those plays you can just buy it and then like, oh, I'll check it in 4 or 5 hours. Mm-mm. You want to be in there, you got to be in there, you got to watch it. You have to watch it, okay? I'm not your financial advisor, and I'm not going to watch it for you. These videos are not for you like that if you haven't picked it up yet, okay? I'll do a quick update on some of the stock stuff tomorrow, but I just thought I'd come up with this because I honestly looked at it on Friday because the news came out Friday night when the market was still open. I thought about it. I was like, well, should I go scoop some up? And I'm like, nah, I'll wait and see how aggressive this is going to be. And when that thing opened up and I see it's trading at up 50%, I understand. And the reason it could be for a multitude of things, but I'll go through those real quick. How long we've been here? 11 minutes. That's not bad. So right now in the market, you got stuff down, right? So you still have funds out there. So is this a big problem for hedge funds? Yes. I mean, is there big things? Yes. We could talk about how these guys are getting sued, but the whole week leading up to them being sued, you have people from their business like Citadel, like top people quitting, right? Resigning, right? I think Ken Griffin himself resigned. I can't remember. Michael Burry shuts down his funds. You have a lot of funds shutting down their stuff. And I told you, like, you're just thinking about, oh, this is just Citadel. This is only one company we're worried about here doing these illegal activities. Understand that if people that big are doing it, these littler firms, they copy what these guys do, okay? Because they want to be big firms too. It's the whole financial crime aspect. The reason why they do it is because, one, think about it. If they've been doing this and it's this big, they've been doing it for a long time. Okay, you've heard about GameStop, you've heard about AMC. This is years. Okay, this is years when it's known. Now think about before that. Okay, think about why crypto is here. Think about blockchain. Think about everything I told you. Think about what people know already. Even Donald Trump's stock, DJT, Noons, that CEO, he knows about it. He's written letters about it. Okay, Trump's talked about investigating J.P. Morgan for what do you think? Okay, so it's pretty deep. But even still, whenever you have it on the market to where like there's nowhere to really put money to where it's safe, right? These guys still have to trade and they still have a job to do to try to make money. So if you throw up a squeeze play, what is everybody gonna go do when you have free cash? They're not gonna put all of it over there, but they're gonna look to try to make money if they can. Okay, and if there's no other way to make money, Wall Street always finds a way to make some type of money. And so if this is gonna be the way that we're gonna be looking, then okay. Another thing I want to warn you about: when these companies get sued like this, can their stock run? Yes, but something else that can happen too is a judge can easily order for that stock to be halted. Okay, if you don't know, there's a court case. It's called MMTLP. If you don't know about it, look it up. I don't got time to explain all the details in it, but their stock has been basically held in air for I don't like 2 3 years, 2 years at least. 2 3 years is what I'm feeling honestly. For a lawsuit for them not delivering on, I think it was like some special dividend to try to force a short squeeze or something like that. Either way, same market makers are involved in that too. Virtu and Citadel, among other people. Okay, like I said, this is a whole big mess, but this is what I'm here for, right? So, I told you about GNS, told you a little bit about that, told you a little bit of the things to watch out for, told you a strategy if you want to play it, told you about taking stuff off the table. Letting some ride is the key in that. If you want to get rid of all of that, that's fine. Me personally, because I'm not telling you what to do, right? I'm just doing what I want to do. And what I'm going to do is whatever I make, it doesn't matter. I'm going to leave some on the table. Okay? GNS. that. Oh yeah, I want to talk about. We might bring it up next week. I feel like I brought it up in the last video, but I don't know for sure. Kodak. Tell you that's my baby for a long time now. Involved with this type of crowd, with the synthetic or counterfeit shares. I believe, and there is decent rumors to be believed that there is a lot of that in Kodak. I've heard stuff float around like 1 billion shares were sold, counterfeit shares sold short in Kodak. Funny thing is they popped up. Okay, I told you I've been scooping up yearlies, 2 yearlies actually. I went and bought 2 years out the way. I think the strike price is like $7 for them, um, or five. I can't remember the exact number right now. I'm tired a little bit. I just haven't looked at it. But anyway, the stock popped up like 30-40%, I believe. Can't remember. The reasoning why is because everybody thought that they were on the verge of death because of their debt, and we discussed this short term. They were unaware of how their short term future looked because of they had to get financing for this debt obligations that they had. Basically, they had to pay their bills, right? And it was coming around the corner. So it was either pay your bills or get evicted off of Wall Street. And somehow, some way, they ended up with a way to pay their bills because um, I told you they were trying to get rid of their pension plan for their employees so they can use that cash to pay their stuff to keep going forward. Um, that went through. Now they have the cash to keep going forward. So we're going to see how that develops. But those are up, okay? That was a quick update on Kodak. So I feel like I'm missing something on GNS, but we're just not going to. We're not going to talk about it. I really got to start writing this stuff down, but wouldn't just be me without it, would it? Okay? Bitcoin, if you're worried about Bitcoin or stuff like that, Bitcoin itself, a rise or a fall doesn't really affect how XRP does in the long term. Short term, could it bring down the price of XRP? Yes. Would I panic on it? Again, XRP's thesis hasn't changed. Bitcoin's is a little bit wavy because of the news that you've been getting pushed in your face, but I will say that you were still good to go. 93,000 was as low as I could see it going at this point, but if it breaks 93,000, your next level you're going to be looking at is around 78 to 86,000. Okay, that's if it breaks 93. Now, oh yeah, I almost forgot. There is a theory, and you probably won't remember, but I talked about this in a couple of probably like 8-9 months ago. At one point, I believe that when you have these short plays, okay, because they are so massive in theory, right? You can sue me, but get the blue sheets. You have bigger things on your hand anyway. You're not gonna worry about suing me. Anyway, if this counterfeit stuff is as big as I think it is, right? It's all over the market. Okay, so what does that mean? When the SPY goes down, that means like everybody's really pulling their money out the market because they don't see long term. Long story short, they don't see a way to make money, right? It's not worth it. It's not worth the risk to have your money in the stock market at that point because there's no more money to be made at this point in time. So basically everything is overvalued, yada 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 yada. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Like there's nothing you can rotate to. But if you give people stuff to rotate to, that money now stays there, multiplies, and goes into other different things, and stuff gets even more overextended, okay? For the short term. I speculated that if you did go and you start cracking down on these naked short companies, and I thought about like the time that they would do it is when everything kind of looked like how it is, where you could say people are overextended, fair. Some people aren't. We don't got to talk about that. That's not important. You go and you kick this domino, right? This one thing, it's going to be a chain reaction because it's all over Wall Street. Okay, and when people see what one company does and that stock goes crazy like that, that's all you're going to see and that's all you're going to hear about. Even if these guys are on the same team, you got to understand what kind of team it is, right? I can't even describe what kind of team it is because it's not like a team. It's like they say they're a team, but like when when times get hard, they're not on the same team, and that's part of the game, and everybody understands that. So what I'm saying is these guys flip on each other real quick. And what do you mean by flip on each other in this type of setting? It would be like if I'm working with these banks, right, and we're all having dinner, we're all talking about all the crap that we're doing, how much money we're making, and then it comes, well, how? Oh, well, you know what they're doing over there. No, what are they doing? Oh, well, we just sell a couple more shares and there's actually out there available. Oh, okay, okay. What stock are you doing? I'm doing this stock. What stock are you doing? I'm doing this stock. Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. One person gets busted and they're like, oh man, that sucks. Guys, you know what stocks he's behind, right? That he's gonna have to cover? Yeah, let's go buy those because those are gonna have to go up. Then we'll pinch them. And that's how it goes. Okay, people, they just start snitching and ratting, and when you snitch and rat, then you get less time on yourself, and you're making money at the same time, and everything is great. You're gonna get a whole bunch of that, and that by itself is gonna get a whole bunch of retail investors back into the market. Okay, because they see what? Fast money. Anytime you show anybody fast money, especially people, just think about the nature of people. Whenever you can make fast money like that, that's when the money comes in. Nobody wants to be here when you tell them, oh, this might take 3 years, but it's going to be really, really good for you. I want to go and make 200, 300% in 2 days. Fair, everybody does, but like, understand the type of people that are going to be there now. They don't know what they're doing. They're easily manipulated. They're they don't have rules. They don't have a strategy. They have no plans. Okay, zero. Even when they get the money, let's say you hit this play, let's say it goes to $1,000. What are you gonna do with it? You're gonna look for the next one. You're gonna look for a play like this one. You might even type that up. That's what you're gonna look for. And you're gonna put a lot of money over there because you're like, I got money. I can do whatever I want. I've been there. I got it. I know that. Okay. This is why I tell you it's okay, win or lose, right? And this is 21 minutes. Dang it. But there's nuggets in here. Forget it. But this is why I tell you, win or lose, you got to change your mindset from when you do lose to where it's not actually losing. You just learn something from it. That's how I feel. Okay. And there's nothing else I need to talk about it. It just worked wonders. But either way, that's what they're gonna do, and it's gonna flood the market in there. It's gonna flood into the market, and they can use that to prop up the market. Santa rally, you'll start hearing that. Everything's gonna look good. Yeah, you'll see people getting busted on the side, and I don't even think it's gonna get that bad. There's black, then there's white, and there's always a little bit of gray in between, and that's typically where things lie. Okay. So that's what I'm gonna tell you on that. Watch that. Also, I bought Bitcoin just a little bit ago because again, it's down at my 93,000 area. I don't see it going down to 70,000. Not yet. Can it go down 70,000? Yeah, if it does, I'm still not really worried about it, but like we'll see. But I don't know, just good feeling, you know? Good feeling. Anyway, there's your update. Have fun. Probably talk tomorrow. Peace.